All right, y'all. So this is part 5 of If I Was President for a Day. All right. See, taxes. Let's just get into it. Taxes. All right. So the last video, I said this is gonna be a bit more controversial. Not necessarily controversial. It's just a lot of math, and I know how people's brains get when it comes to math. But here's my solution. Okay, for taxes. Okay, this is my thing. I believe we can increase consumer spending and different things by reducing on the bottom tiers uh, income tax, right? Like I would want to change it fundamentally, right? Like for instance, I think if you make under 40, you're not paying. Like under 40K, you're just not paying. No income tax. Period. Dot. Period. Dot. You don't have to deal with the IRS. None of that. But what I want to do to make up for that lack thereof in that category is I want to do a 1% sales tax, just period dot on everything, digital, non-digital, shipped, made in America, whatever. I don't care. 1% sales tax, just 1%. Um, and I believe in giving people their money back. People are going to buy more goods. People are going to spend more money, and then the revenue that we collect off the taxes. Because if you look at and I have the math right here. And I know that number looks insanely long, but it's a it's a freaking big number. But it's more like decimals and all that. It ends up being 41 cents at the end of the day. So $1 billion we could collect a day if we did that, because Americans spent $19 trillion, bought $19 trillion worth of goods, 19 trillion worth of goods and services and all that stuff. Houses, all that. 1%. Just 1% sales tax. Period. Dot. On whatever you buy, 1%. Don't care. There's gonna be 1%. I'm going to leave every other tax alone, the same, but 1% sales tax. I mean, period. Dot. So that should give us 300, at least 365 more $1 billion for the government in revenue. All right. Now, and I'll say this much: it collects more money than tariffs. Collects more money than tariffs, and it's friendlier. Like prices are still low. You just have to pay the 1% and you move on with your life. Now, here's the thing with that. I realized subsequent levels are going to then the new, basically the new bottom, where the tax rate was for the bottom tier is going to start at 50K, and it's going to go progressively up around the same rate, except for it's going to, I would say, like people making like a million or whatever, that'll be the final threshold before you're paying like that astronomical amount. I feel like people should be able to like get have ease of access to get as close to six figures and making $1 million as possible. Like you should be able to like have it in your hand, get as close to that as possible. Now everything after a million, like sir, you're fine. You're fine. You have a million. You're making $1 million. You're fine. Pay your income tax. Let's move on. But I do find it disturbing that, and I want to, I would change the corporate tax rate as well, because I find it disturbing that in 2023, because these are all 2023 numbers, by the way, that I'm using, $2.2 trillion was collected in individual income tax. This figure represents about 49% of the total federal revenue. Additionally, corporate income taxes contributed to 420 billion. 420 billion. But corporations have like massive amount of money and wealth and all that stuff. But individuals are paying the bulk of it. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't one to one to me. I'm gonna We're gonna have to close some of those corporate loopholes. We're gonna have to close some of those upper uh, echelon, like how the top one percenters, well, less than the top 1%, like everybody over you're making over a meal. Like, and when I say making over a meal, I'm talking about like I want the yeah, you're making over a meal. Like your income tax, you have to pay it. Like for the top 1%, you got to pay it. Period. Dot. You have to pay it. You have to pay it. Like we can't live the way that we're living anymore. We can't keep giving them these breaks and they're not actually like producing. We're giving corporations breaks, but every time they get a break, they do corporate stock buybacks to pay back their investors. So the investors get a huge windfall of money, and then they're making like tons and tons of money still. Like, and everything's fine. It's not helping society as a whole. It's not helping our country as a whole. There are things we got to deal with that just makes no sense. Like in the next one, part six, day 6, if I make it there, I'm gonna deal with healthcare. Okay, because of course, we don't have money for healthcare because we're giving away free money to all these corporations. We have to change that. We have to change that. So that's what I do if I was president. I change it. I change it. Like they're gonna pay either they're gonna pay as a business or they're gonna pay as an individual. That's their choice. Pick your poison. Pick your poison. But you will pay. Period. Dot. You will pay. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. This is ridiculous. It's not. We're not doing what we need to do, which is helping people. All right. We're not helping people. We're not making our society better. We could do so much more. Like, and that's how I would fund my free lunch program and the free school lunch thing. Like, I fund it through that. Do that. I mean, obviously, we already have the money, but I'm tired of us running a deficit. Like, the only reason we're running a deficit is because we're giving welfare to rich people. Enough is enough. Pay them. All right. As far as taxes go. Um, and then I also want to add this little small tidbit. Well, no, I'll deal with that in the welfare. I'll deal with that in the welfare and income video, which will probably be day 7 if I make it there. But anyway, uh, hey, y'all make sure I stay safe. I've been, doing a lot as president. All right. If you don't see any more updates from me, that means I got fired and they didn't let me come back. Probably in some black site. Anyway, subscribe.